All right, I'm going to tap into pile 1's energy and do a quick soul blueprint reading, just a really quick check-in with your energy to see if this is your pile. If you resonate, then pile 1 is your pile. If you don't resonate, it's possible that you have a message in another pile, or maybe this video isn't going to be for you. But let us see. Soul blueprint of the one that needs to hear pile 1's message. Let's see. Journey to wholeness. Communication, co-creation. High heart chakra, ecstatic bliss. So immediately I'm feeling extrovert, which is super interesting. This is an extroverted energy. This is somebody who has free-form creative expression. Somebody who lives from their heart, acts from their heart, understands, has deep empathy for others, and understands how to communicate and help others in a unique, creative way. This is the person who will go into any stressful situation and find clarity through creativity. As in, this is somebody who can use ingenuity to come up with a solution that isn't immediately obvious. It is a creative solution. This is somebody that brings creative solutions. Bottom of the deck. Starseed Elemental. This is someone who is extroverted and childlike at heart and has a deep understanding for other people and communicating in a heart-centered kind of way. So if that sounds like you, if you resonate with that, then pile 1 is going to be your reading. So thank you. How did I start the video? All I did was turn around. Okay, well, hello there, my creative extrovert friends, my empathic extroverts that are bringing ingenuity to the situation or whatnot. I don't know what energy I'm picking up on, but I like it. All right, anyway. Hello, my extroverted empaths. You're distracted, huh? Dang. We've all been there. We've all been there. Interesting. So some of you are distracting yourselves by going out a lot, hanging out with the wrong groups of people, people who might not understand you, our ancient future. People who kind of come from a different place than you, or maybe people who come from the same place as you, but you have a different perspective of that than those people that are still stuck in the past. People living in nostalgia, hanging around people who are stuck in a certain time. Interesting energy, okay. Distracting yourself by not just social media, not just scrolling, but actually distracting yourself with substances, conversations that aren't serving you, or even environments that aren't really lighting you up, aren't really giving you the connection that you actually are searching for. Evolution. There's a need to evolve here. How are you gonna stop being distracted? Well, you need to evolve your perspective, I'm hearing. You already see the world differently, and you know you can't get caught in the past. You can't get stuck in the past. You already see it differently. You're needing to expand that further, as in find new horizons, learn new stories. You need to hang around new environments that bring new stories, enhance perspective. That's how you'll remove distraction. Ooh, I like this energy. I feel very quick. Interesting. Very interesting vibe. Reclaim your energy. Your energy is being siphoned away by people who are vampiric. People that are stuck in the past, they kind of become black holes. People who become their limiting beliefs. These people that are in your environment, people that become their limiting beliefs, they kind of sap the energy. They're sapping your energy. This is why you are distracting yourself. You think that, you know, there's something else going on. So you're distracting yourself by getting out, but you think you need to get out because that's the thing that's gonna... It's some confusing energy. The thing is, you are meant to get out and find inspiration and connect with people, but you are not finding the connections that you need to connect with in the places you're going to from past experiences that you keep reliving. You can't find change in an old place. Interesting. It's very specific. Vulnerability. If you are revisiting places that drain your energy over and over again and expecting a different outcome, then that's why you feel the need to, like, you know, distract yourself. You, the one who has a different perspective from everyone around you, everyone living in the past, you're also trying to do the same thing. You're trying to do the same thing in a new way, which is super interesting, but hey, it's not really serving you. It's not really serving you. You need to evolve that perspective. Yes, let go of the past. Let go of the things, the connections to past places that trigger you. But if those places are still sapping your energy, well, then you need to not revisit them until you can really disconnect. And I mean disconnect from the distraction. This means free yourself. Free yourself from the limitations that are being kind of upheld by the people around you, is what I'm hearing. Interesting. Clearly very specific message. Take it as it resonates. Beyond the mind. So you're following the calls of your mind more than you're following the calls of your heart. This is distraction. Throat chakra. Express your truth. If you are stifling your truth for people who are stealing your energy, well, that's how they're stealing your energy. You're people-pleasing to the point where you don't express yourself. You don't express yourself. You don't express the feelings you actually have, the perspectives you actually have. In fact, you let the people around you determine that and determine the vibe. Their vibe takes your voice, and you're letting it happen. I'm not mad. That's just the energy that I'm picking up. Harmonic flight. And I felt the need to say, I'm not mad. It's this people-pleasing energy. Like, no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, no, you're good. There's a need for resonance. There's a need for mind melding. And you're struggling. You're mind melding with people who don't even know your expression. You're mind melding, you're trying to, as an extrovert does. You examine, you know, you're curious, you want to know the ins and outs of this thing, but that person's energy is draining. That person's energy is in the past. That person's energy is not the energy that's going to inspire you to create something in the future. You need to mind meld with someone who has an evolved perspective, an evolved awareness. You need to interact with more people that perceive of more than what they're used to. Interesting, yeah. I like it. Trust your innocence. Healing. So you have a perspective that needs expressed. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to mind meld. You have empathy, deep empathy. You have compassion for all the people you interact with. You really want to interact with people. But the issue here is that in your search for true connection and intimate interactions with the people around you, you're being distracted from the new places, new environments, new people, new interactions. It's because you're hanging around people that drain your energy. And I don't mean it like personally, like a bad toxic relationship. A lot of the times this can just be literally revisiting the same place over and over and over again, talking to the same people, having the exact same conversations. You can't really evolve when you keep having the same conversations in the exact same place, in the exact same seats. You can't really evolve your consciousness that way. You can't really evolve your communication skills. I feel like my speech has changed. I'm tapping into a very interesting energy here. Let me move this cat real quick. Say hello. Very interesting energy. All right, we're gonna grab another deck. We're gonna see what this is, okay? There's somebody's coming through. Either someone's guide, someone's higher self, someone's partner, I just heard. Okay. How can we clear this distracting energy and really help you evolve these connections? The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. I'm hearing for some of you this is job shift. Changing your job, changing your perspective on your job, evolving what it means, what your career means to you, evolving that, changing that. Oh, sure, I'll take those all. We have your commitment is being tested. Nothing is yet set in stone. Communication is key. Some Gemini energy here. Be bold and make the first move. Your dreams need a practical plan. Prosperity lies ahead. I want one more even. I know that was a lot, but I want one more even. Right on the floor she goes. I got two more. All right. Believe in the impossible. Nothing will come of this situation. Whoa. All right, listen. I'm sorry. This is not my usual energy. It's not my usual energy, but I'm vibing. It's pretty fun. Be bold. You know you're bold. You're my extroverted empath. You're bold. Heck yeah. All right. Believe in the impossible. Nothing will come of this situation. The way you are perceiving of your career, your job, your relationships, your traditional understandings of the world, the people around you and how they perceive the world, the past, the nostalgia, all of that ending, you're not going to find prosperity, success. You're not going to find it there because that's going to come from expressing your actual truth. Squeak. Sorry for that. Believing in the impossible and being bold. There is a place, a way you're going to do things, a way you need to do things, a way you need to commit to do things that is bold, that is unique, that is you taking the step before you see what the final creation will be. Communication is key. Interesting. Speech. Speaking. Super important. You need to commit to something because nothing is yet set in stone. Okay? If you have these same limiting beliefs and ideas, or not even limiting, but if you just have the same perspective of your traditions or your career that you keep doing, listen, nothing is set in stone. Therefore, those understandings you have of your career, you might think you have to do it this specific way. It's not set in stone. That's not true. Believe in the impossible. You're meant to do something that is bold. You're meant to end the commitments to the things that aren't serving you, to the places, the people that don't serve you, and actually choose to be bold. Take the first step towards your calling. You find prosperity when you communicate what you actually are called to do. Interesting. It's exciting. Very exciting. All right. Energy shift. The energy just shifted. That's exactly what you're going through. An energy shift. You're used to this way. You've seen other people do it. That must be the way you have to do it, right? These are what the people have told me. Therefore, I believe what those people have told me. There can't be another way, because no one else could ever find success another way. It's only been found in this way. I can only talk about this concept. I can't talk about this concept. It's not the first, it's the second. That's a message I got. I got that message. I was trying to sleep last night and I kept getting the message going through my head. It's not the first, it's the second. For you, watch the second reading if that is something that you need to do. But for me, don't do it the first way, do it the second way. Ooh, there's a new perspective when it comes to career. There's a new perspective when it comes to career for you. There's another thing you're missing. There's another thing you haven't found yet because you haven't gotten the inspiration. You haven't evolved your awareness. You haven't had the correct communication. You haven't had the right conversation yet that's going to inspire you. Oh boy. The answers you need are coming. Another Gemini card. Full Moon and Gemini. The answers you need are coming. Nostalgia cannot get you to the future. Nostalgia cannot get you to the future. It's not the first idea. It's not the one you've been working on. It's not the one you keep doing, that you keep banging your head against the wall. It's not the first one. It's the second. It's the second. It's the other thing. It's the answer that's coming soon. It's the bold first move that you're going to take after the inspiration freaking hits you across the face. All right? Adjustments are required. Adjustments are required. Came up in pile 3 too, just this card if you're interested. You could check out pile 3. If not, hey, take what resonates. It's not the traditional way, it's not the old way. It's a new way. You're unique. You're meant to touch the hearts of other people in a way that hasn't been done before. Not the way you do it. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. If you keep going through the same old, keep doing the same thing, keep revisiting the same places, keep talking to the same people, keep having the conversation that you just had 3 weeks in a row, keep doing the same thing, not change it up even a little bit because you're a people pleaser, maybe not you're a people pleaser, maybe it's not that, maybe it's just that you really enjoy these things, you're used to these things. You can do those things, they're great, but remember, all of these things might be karmic and might be there to teach you something. Gain a new perspective from it. Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. If you're distracting yourself through constantly moving, it is quite possible that the insight that's supposed to come to you can't reach you because you're not resting. You know, you're not watering your plant to the point where it can grow. Called soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. You know what you're supposed to do. It's time to do it. And then the card on the bottom of the deck here is lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Literally, we have soul gifts and training, soul memories and gifts. There's something you brought here that you're meant to communicate. There's something here you're meant to do. This second thing is something you've brought with you from past lifetimes. To stop distracting yourself, this means you have to be bold and you have to make a new step, take a new change, gain new insights, have a new conversation, visit a new place. It's going to be very important for you. I hope this has helped. Thank you so much. All right, now I'm gonna tap into the energy of those who are meant to hear Pile 2's message. If you resonate with this really quick soul blueprint reading to try to tap into your energy, then Pile 2 is probably your pile. If it doesn't resonate, Pile 2 is probably not your pile, or maybe this video is not the one for you. But let us see. Who needs to hear pile number 2's message? Who is pile number 2 meant for? The portal keeper. Stepping through. Earth Star Chakra initiation. So this is somebody who is deeply psychic, deeply intuitive. This is someone who understands their place already. This is somebody who is constantly getting messages from behind the veil. Somebody who is initiated into a certain line or lineage or, tradition. Somebody that people already come to gain insight and knowledge. This could be a healer. It could be a psychic that does readings for people. Okay, it's on the bottom of the deck. Our ancient future. This is somebody who has already woken up or been initiated into the understanding of their soul purpose and their soul blueprint. If you are already acting as the person that you know you're meant to be in this lifetime, then this message is for you. This will, pile 2 will be your reading if that resonates, so thank you. Hi. I keep accidentally starting the video when I feel like I'm not ready, but I feel like it's a sign that I have to be ready, so we just go with it. Alright. So, group 2. My spiritual, initiated, aware beings. A lot of the times when we are more aware, or when we are really tapped in, we can get overwhelmed by the amount of messages we get. I feel like possibly you're distracting yourself to get away from just the sheer amount of information. Possibly you feel overwhelmed, and this overwhelm from, connecting the dots constantly, it's really hard to stop connecting the dots when you are, have a certain level of awareness. And it can get overwhelming when you get messages for other people, for yourself. This is where boundaries begin to be super important for people. So how can you sort through these distractions, or the need to disappear, maybe through the use of social media, different activities? I feel for a lot of people, we try to distract ourselves through like movies, comedy, because we do deal with a lot of intense energy. We have to connect a lot of dots. We get a lot of messages, and it's just, sometimes you want to zone out. I think the best way, I haven't even pulled the cards yet, but I think the best way for you, based on the energy I feel, to stop, distracting yourself is to learn healthy boundary setting, to really figure out how to utilize the information you receive in a way that doesn't overwhelm you, which is easier said than done, beyond the mind, because you have a perception and awareness that is quite expansive from the norm. It can be overwhelming. It can be hard to know how to, help yourself. Earth. Nature. No, nurture nature. Ground yourself. Grounding yourself can help you. So presence is key. Now, I know it's scary to be present when you don't know how to set proper boundaries, right? when all the synchronicities keep lining up, when you keep getting a bunch of downloads, a bunch of information, you just feel overwhelmed. You feel like maybe some of you are in a stage of life where you're just like, why can't they see it? Why can't everyone see it? Goodness, I feel so disconnected because my reality is so different from everyone else's. But there's a need to ground yourself, to get into nature, to be present with nature. It will help the messages slow down when you ground yourself. You know, distracting yourself through the use of anything actually, it isn't helping you. In fact, I bet you're connecting the dots in every video you watch. I bet you're, you know, seeing synchronicities everywhere and you feel like you can't get away from it. So the distraction is actually useless for you, right? So why are we still doing it? Luminescence. Instead of just using your mind constantly, you need to learn to ground your thoughts and actually work from your heart. Work on learning the wisdom of your heart instead of just connecting all the dots. You know, this could be somebody who, because of their, you know, spiritual gift, struggles with anxiety. Once again, boundaries are going to be super important. New blueprints. Interesting. So there's this energy. You see those waves? These waves coming out. There's like this resonance here. You are connecting to frequencies that are really intense, okay? And when we feel really intense frequencies and we're ungrounded, it's like static electricity. It feels uncomfortable. So we're trying to distract ourselves by, you know, numbing the mind, but you don't need to numb the mind. You just need that energy to be channeled into something else. You need that energy to be channeled into, you know, maybe helping other people, maybe doing readings for other people instead of watching a bunch of readings for yourself. Maybe something on that level. Earth Star Chakra Initiation. Initiation came out again. You already got this in your soul blueprint, obviously. Yeah. Earth Star Chakra is deep. You know, we have the Earth in the Earth Star Chakra. So the Earth Star Chakra is below the root. It's deep. It goes deep into the core of the earth. It is the most grounded you can be, the most connected you can be. So not only are you connected to beyond the mind, getting these information downloads, but you also need to pull them down and ground them. When you ground them, they are not as chaotic. When you ground the information, instead of trying to connect the dots mentally over and over again, just think of it as energy and connect that energy into the earth. Just ground that energy. It will be less overwhelming. Sometimes it might take a while though. Don't come out of a grounding meditation until you feel grounded. It might take a while, it might feel chaotic, but it is better for you to ground yourself than to continue consuming content because you're adding more information to connect dots. This is a very specific message, okay? If you're someone who every single thing you're watching has so many synchronicities and you're just like connecting the pieces and you're like, oh, could this mean this? What about this? What about that? Oh my goodness, but what if this means this? No, okay? Go into meditation until those thoughts stop, you know, until they subside. Form this meditation practice rather than consuming more information because, as you know already, the more information you consume, the more ammo you are giving your logical mind to try to connect all the dots. And you are not meant to connect all of the dots. This will be overwhelming for you, okay? Don't distract yourself by information. You're someone that is distracting yourself by doing the research, connecting the pieces, researching this thing. Oh, you heard this twice, so it must be like really important to research that, dive into that research. That research brings you to other research. Next thing you know, you're not present. You're reading about an ancient god that you never heard of. Is it relevant? Is it relevant? Has your mind made that relevant? Is it? Or are you distracted? Now you forget your purpose. You don't know what you're doing. And I'm not smiling and laughing because it's funny. I know how hard this is. I've struggled with this. I struggle with this still. This is hard. Sacral chakra, core of creation. Furred and feathered friends. Once again, earth. Connecting to nature, reconnecting to what it means to be a part of the circle of life, I'm hearing. Creating from a place where you are grounded and connected to the earth. Creating and understanding things from a very practical and grounded perspective, rather than just being so consumed by information. You're consuming information, but that information is completely consuming you to the point where you're not present, you're not grounded. And it's really uncomfortable, right? Right? Manifestia. Interesting. And then I dropped it on the floor. Interesting. Let me get that. Oh gosh. So. It can be hard when you are searching so hard for clarity. And you know you have these gifts and you're trying to use them to really, get to the next step. But your manifestations, they're not what you're expecting them to be. And this is because you are distracting yourself with information that doesn't serve you. And you might think in the moment it does because the synchronicities, it's all lining up. But you don't need the synchronicities that your mind made up. You need to follow and honor the deep, quiet intuition. You are someone who is so deeply intuitive, but your mind is what is running the show, and these synchronicities are not the end-all be-all. They're just the inherent way that communication and connectivity is shown in the universe. But you need to listen to the quiet call, the quiet voice within that is sharing the exact codes and information that you've been initiated to learn. You have to be quiet for those. I'm gonna get another deck, get some more cards, see what other messages I can bring for you. I relate so much. I just want you to know I relate to this, and I know how hard it can be. I know sometimes when our logical mind connects pieces that aren't meant to be connected, it can cause a lot of stress and anxiety. It can be really kind of detrimental to your mental health, and it's not even based on truth, but as spiritual people, we start assuming it is because, oh my goodness, the synchronicities. But listen, synchronicities sometimes are just proof that everything's connected. And the actual message might be a lot quieter and not directly in your face, right? You and your loved ones are safe. Yeah, okay. You're getting anxiety because of the distraction of information. You're distracting yourself with so much information that now your perception of reality is something that it isn't even. It's not even true. Confidence is your key to success. You need to be confident in where your heart is taking you, what your intuition wants for you. Be confident in the actual pull of your heart. Don't get dragged into this false story being created by your mind connecting dots and having biases that are not really serving you in your journey towards truth. A fiery climax approaches. So Aries energy, some Leo energy. So we have water and fire energy. Step out of your comfort zone. Now the comfort zone for you, it sounds counterintuitive, but your comfort zone is anxiety thoughts. Your comfort zone is connecting all the pieces, trying to figure it out, see what's going on. Now listen, that calculating nature, it's your norm, but it's not actually serving you on your journey to peace and not being overwhelmed and to get out of distraction and be present. Expect powerful change. When you change your mind, you change your life. When you change your perspective and you change your thoughts, and you ground yourself and you stop distracting yourself, and you change everything. When you stop living from the mind and anxiety and you ground all of that and can actually listen to the whispers, listen to your intuition, that is your psychic gift. Seeing the synchronicities means you're tapped in. Hearing your heart, hearing the call of the earth, of your intuition. That's your gift. And you're meant to get back into that. That's peace. Peace like you haven't known, because your whole life you've been struggling with anxiety. You've been connecting pieces that don't need connected. And it's because you've consumed too much information to the point where it consumes you. And I just dropped so many cards that's just emphasizing, like, that's a lot of information. It's so much information. And you do not need to connect all of this information. It's fun, you know? It's entertaining. You feel like you're doing something, but you're not really doing something. Next thing you know, you can't sleep because you're connecting all these pieces that don't need connected. I'm gonna get out another deck, but give me one moment. Hello. So, pile 2. I had to take a break and feed myself. I didn't have to do that for any of the other piles, right? But I just went and I took a break and I came back. And if that is a message for you, take that as a message. If you are someone who, you know, has this reading up right beside, say, 5 other tabs that are just random articles you're reading or something like that, take this as a sign to pause this video, stop, leave, and go feed yourself, okay? Don't forget to take care of yourself. Come on now. Consumed by information, consuming information. You can't live by eating information, okay? Take that as you will. We are back. I'm gonna pull some more cards, see what other messages are gonna come up for you, okay, pile 2? The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So for you, while your brain is trying to connect all these pieces, that's actually not even how you're going to find the answers. That's not actually how you are meant to find clarity. Yours comes spontaneously, okay? There are points where you don't need to connect the dots. A whole message is like given to you. Okay? You have to be grounded to receive that. Whale and Orca Elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. I believe this also came up in pile 3's reading. I think. Another one. Whatever. Watch that one if you want to. But frequency of sound. Share your song, diving deep. See, the more information you consume and distract yourself with, the less you even know the sound of your own frequency, right? You need to be grounded to feel that. Don't mind the cats. Surrender to the sweetness. This also came up in another reading, one of the soul blueprint readings. I can't recall right now which one. So, you know, whatever. Watch the whole video if you want. Okay. Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Inner Earth. This is grounding to hear your own song. Being still and surrendering to your own frequency, your own energy, so that you can hear and actually connect to your own song, to your own intuition, to the actual messages that are being shared with you while you can't hear them because you are distracted by all this information your mind thinks is important, but it's not. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Stillness keeps coming to me. Stillness is so important. Stillness is how you clear all of the distraction energy. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Forge, don't follow. You are meant to create and express more than you are meant to consume. Jump in. Andromedan energy, adventures, say yes to change. That's a very pretty card. Jump in. Say yes to change, very important here. Karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. A new earth. It's happening, keep holding the vision. You need to stop being distracted by all this information so that you can actually see your own vision, hear your own voice, share your own wisdom. You need to allow the inner transformation to be able to override the mental, the thoughts, the anxiety. Interesting. I want to pull more of these cards. Communication is key, Newman and Gemini. That did come up in another reading. A lot of these are connected. I'm feeling a lot of connected energies. Although they're different, there is a lot of overlap. There's a lot of expression, self-expression coming up. Makes sense. It's Leo season. Makes sense. Also, the opposite of distraction would be presence. Presence is literally your soul expressing itself through your physical, embodiment. So it makes sense that expression, it kind of comes when distraction is not present. When presence is present and distraction is not present, that is expression. And then those keep coming up. All right. Your dreams need a practical plan has come up in almost every single one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. You need a practical plan. You need to stop connecting dots that actually make no logical sense either. It's just your brain, these anxiety thoughts, you trying to connect pieces where they don't belong. You need to actually make it practical. You need to actually ground yourself so you can see with clarity what actually makes sense, what you actually need to be doing, so that you have literal ground to stand on when you, listen to yourself and honor your own calls. Surrender to the divine. This is trusting your intuition before you trust your mind, okay? You might get downloads of information through the mind, but listen, you have to filter it through the heart. You have to filter it through your intuition. You have to listen to the quiet voice. Look at the bigger picture. Woman in Sagittarius. My voice, oh my gosh. My voice literally started going away. Did you hear that? Sagittarius basically rules expression through the throat, through the voice. Also higher learning, which is super intriguing to me. See, you need to communicate what your soul is trying to tell you. Look at the bigger picture. Your mind is trying to connect all the tiny, minute details that actually don't matter, that actually don't connect. And you're being told to look at the bigger picture and ground yourself and look at it practically. Practically, no, this intense thing is probably not happening. You're just connecting these dots. The energy is gaining momentum. The more that you express and tap into your intuition and express that actual communication that's coming through you, the more you're going to heal and show up authentically and courageously. The less you will need to anxiously connect the dots, and the more you will actually just see everything unfold in front of you. You're very close to achieving your goal. You cannot let your mind rule you. You cannot always find truth within the mind. It's full of biases, logical fallacies, trauma. You have to honor and trust the quiet voice, your intuition. I'm gonna pull a few more cards, see if there's any more messages that you need to hear. I know how hard this is. It's definitely probably my pile. Honestly, I feel like all of them are on a certain level. Maybe you feel the same way. What other messages will help you clear this distraction? How can you recenter and ground yourself? What else do you need to know? The infinite. There's no reason to have anxiety when the entire universe is conspiring for you. It might not, look clear. You might not be able to see it, but it's being worked out. You don't need to be anxious. You don't need to try to connect the dots because the universe has your back. You don't have to plan the whole thing yourself. You just have to surrender and trust. Internal Explorer. Heart chakra. Unfurling back to love. This is trusting your heart before the mind. I've said this multiple times now. Surrender to the calls. The plan is being done for you. You do not have to work so hard mentally. You just gotta surrender and listen to the quiet voice. Listen to your heart. The violet flame. Violet flame of transmutation. We love her. Our ancient future. This is perspective shifting. I mean, this is absolute transformation. This is transformation of the mind. Transfiguration of the mind just came to me. This is transforming the way that you understand and import, I'm hearing, information. This is about the way that you utilize the information. You're transforming the way your mind usually thinks in the form of anxiety And you're toning that down and making it quieter while working on actually making your intuition louder. Actually seeing your place. Co-creating with the universe in a way that isn't just about consumption of information, but actually about stillness, peace, and tapping into the frequency that is ever present underlying all things. That is where you find your true wisdom, filtered through the heart. Anything else that needs to come out? Evolution. The sound of the universe. This also came up in pile 3. Honor your heart song. You need to ground yourself and come back to the present moment and allow the only information that is imported, I'm hearing again, into your being. Allow only the information that serves you and your heart and your soul. Only allow that information to be imported into your being. Nothing else is allowed. Water the overflow. Bathe in the waters and receive the nourishing replenishment that you need, while the rest, the overflow, just flows right off you. Allow the overflow to continue moving. It will go where it is needed. It will go where it is meant to. You only need what serves you, and what is nourishing and meaningful for your heart, and what can help you remain in a peaceful state. True awareness will come from listening to your heart's song and filtering out and not allowing to be imported the songs that do not serve you. You are evolving from a place of a limited perspective and only being able to connect the things in the mind, and you are evolving into a space where you can just trust the divine wisdom of your heart, because it has all the answers. You don't have to work so hard mentally. You don't have to stay up all night wondering what the next step is, because it will be made known. You are very close to achieving your goal. Just honor your heart. I think that's where we're gonna end that. I think that got a bit longer than the other ones, but I'm not sure. I keep just tapping into the energy so deeply, I don't really remember. I know pile 1 did not seem as long as these last two, and that's not a bad thing. These are all different stories and they're all unique. It's just really fascinating. If you resonate with this, or you also feel called to pile 1 or pile 3, then please go do that. If you're interested in a personal soul blueprint reading, I can also do that. Just, check the description, contact me, we can figure it out. See if there's any information that you need. This one kind of took it out of me here. I gotta be honest with you. So if that's the energy you're feeling, just go nourish yourself, go take care of yourself, and get off the internet for a little bit, okay? Go do something else, something refreshing. Don't consume any content. Maybe do some meditation. I believe in you, and I love you. Thank you. Bye. Hi there. I'm going to tap into pile 3's energy. So if this small soul blueprint reading kind of introduction that I'm gonna do right now. If it resonates, then pile 3 is probably your pile. If it doesn't resonate, pile 3 might not be your pile. There might be a message for you in another pile, or maybe this video is not for you. So let's find out. Sorry for the loud sounds. There's cats doing cat stuff in the background, and they weren't doing that for the soul blueprint readings in the first 2 piles. So maybe that's a message. Number 3 is always exciting. Number 3 is always the exciting one. Let's see. Who is pile 3's message meant for? Let's find out. The sound of the universe. Sound already seemingly being important in this reading. Third eye chakra. Ooh, that one's a jumper. Trust your innocence. This is an interesting energy. This is somebody who is probably an artist. An artist that brings purity through expression of their own creativity. This is not somebody who gets copies or gains inspiration from others. This is somebody who just brings their own touch to everything. Interesting. I want another one. Yeah, air, paradigm shift. This is somebody who understands how to create the reality they want, because ooh, this person perceives the world like music, like all is art. This is an artist who has a purity of expression. Interesting. You already got more cards than the other ones. This is an interesting energy. Mount Shasta. Okay, so this could be an artist, a musician, a creative, somebody who is bringing down light codes into their work, through their work. And they do this regularly by keeping themselves pure. They don't consume a lot of content. If that sounds like you, then this is your reading. I actually want to pull another one. This one's really interesting to me. I can't really explain why. It's just a very unique energy. It's just a very unique energy, especially for this reading that I'm going to do, which is about, you know, kind of sifting through a distracted society. This is somebody who I feel usually is not distracted. This is somebody who usually can bring their full, pure expression. So what is going on here? You get one more for your soul blueprint. Earth Star Chakra initiation. So this also came up in the soul blueprint reading for group number 2. So you might check out that message if this one either doesn't resonate, or also just watch them both. But this is somebody who's being initiated into a deeper expression, and I think because it's a transition period, there might be distractions coming up because you're trying to kind of sort through that and keep that purity, which is, yeah. So I'm interested about the reading for pile 3. If this resonated, then I am super excited to join you over there. So thank you. Hi, pile 3. I am so interested in your energy that I'm actually recording your reading first. It's just so interesting, and I feel like I relate. I'm a creative that's really trying to figure out, you know, my place in the world right now. I feel like I am being initiated into a deeper space of creativity, which is, you know, really interesting. So this reading I've been called to do is about kind of sorting through the distractions. Like, this is a reading for people who are kind of distracted and a little aimless. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Your energy is just really, it's just on an interesting level that I don't feel a whole lot. So this is somebody who isn't usually distracted, can usually bring their own touches to things, you know, you're creating from a space of purity. You're not consuming a bunch of content and then, you know, sorting through that and regurgitating information. It's more like you are the connection to the divine, and you are expressing that from a pure space. You take care of your body, you take care of this, but this energy is like, for some reason, because of the transition phase, because you are being initiated into a deeper level of expression, there's a lot of shadow content coming up in the form of dark clouds, or like, you know, that's the energy I'm getting because of this transition period that you're in as a creative. You are having to regain purity of your expression. You are being distracted because there is a level of fear and darkness that for some reason you're having a hard time getting through. You're having a hard time having clarity, and because of the lack of clarity, you are kind of afraid to move forward because it feels dense. So I just want to see how you are meant to sort through the distraction, you know, how you're meant to, you know, social media is something that has come up a lot when it comes to the energy of this reading, of this pick a card reading, and like kind of the message I'm being told to give is how to, you know, heal that distraction or that lack of focus that comes from short form content and from, you know, distracting yourself from living your life, you know, consuming all of this content that's flooding into your mind. Especially for a creative, that is really hard to, it's hard to express yourself when you kind of had disappeared into the background from the consumption of content. Communication, co-creation. So yeah, I'm feeling that you've been spending too much time alone, and for creatives, that is really important at home. It's really important to be able to stay in your own energy, but the issue here that I'm seeing is that you staying in your own energy, you're actually not in your own energy. You're in the energy of distraction. You're in the energy of consuming content, and that means nothing. That doesn't matter. That isn't even inspiring you. It's not bringing creative inspiration. It's actually just mind-numbing. You're numbing your mind. You are meant to connect with other people. Your home, solar plexus, is meant to be carried with you. It's meant to channel your personal story, information, light codes, creativity, expression into everything you do, especially communication with other people. This is somebody who needs to find a group of creative individuals. You need to find outside sources of creative inspiration, especially in this transition phase. I understand a lot of us are afraid because we don't see the future. We don't know what, if we'll find success, you know, all of those things. But you are meant to express yourself in a group. And if you are not doing that and you continue distracting yourself, well, that's not going to help you. I feel really jittery right now. I really hope this message is clear. There's a lot happening here. Let me pull another card and see if I can tie this together. It's just this very intense creative expression that is meant to be done in a group. Freedom. I think possibly because of your attitudes of the past of being maybe introverted, feeling like you don't connect with a lot of people, those times are over, okay? You have a fear that if you connect with other people, then you won't be able to express yourself with the purity that you're meant to. You feel like they are going to interfere with your creative expression, but the truth is you will find freedom in a group setting with creative individuals. You will find freedom. You might create something so much bigger than yourself that you assumed from your limited mindset in the past, like it wouldn't be right, you know? We're very stuck in our ego, like, but that's not my vision. That's not my vision. They can't understand my vision. That's what I'm feeling. You're like, they're going to, like, I won't be free. I need my freedom. I don't need anyone to tell me what's going on. I'm sorry for being so flippant, but That's the energy. It's very hyper. It's very hyper. You need to sift through these limiting beliefs, and you can't do that when you're distracted. You can't do that when you're sorting through, social media constantly, scrolling. You don't need to be doom scrolling because you're afraid of connecting with other people. You need to get out. That is where you'll find freedom. You won't have freedom. You won't actually be able to create your next really powerful creative project without a group. This is soul family, this is co-creating with the universe and with other people. That's the only way it's going to happen. Internal explorer. You need to really dive into these beliefs of what it means to have your creative vision, because you don't have to be a loner to be a creative. Fire. Solaris Sublime. There is an energy that you are meant to co-create with that is not yours. It's not within you. It's not a part of what you're here to do. Okay? You are meant to communicate and co-create with another energy, another person, a group of individuals who can bring energy to the table that they are meant to. And you have the creative freedom to create within your framework, within your, plethora of knowledge that you can bring to the table, while they also have their resources that they can bring to the table, okay? Stepping through. This is you bringing to the table your understandings and awareness from one side of the veil, while also connecting with someone who understands the other side of the veil. This is reminding me of someone who has deep scorpionic energy coming to the table and being able to share and express that, while also asking the Taurian energy of the structure and tradition to really build a framework for that. This is co-creation. This is where you will find freedom. Throat chakra, express your truth. Working with someone else is actually going to allow you the freedom to express, because you need to express your creative expression. Imagine that you are a musician. You're a musician. You're not a film person. You don't understand, photography, filmography. You can't put together this storyline any way other than with music. And you work with somebody who is a filmographer, somebody who understands cinematography, someone who understands, transitions in video form. And you work with this person and you create a music video. You are able to express your vision in a more full way by co-creating with another being. That is the message. You are not meant to do this alone. The reason you feel aimless and like you can't find your creative potential is because you need to open yourself up. You need to get out. You need to find inspiration in groups, in group settings, around other people, and you will stumble into this group that has all the resources that you don't have. And you can work together and co-create this beautiful thing. I'm sure you can tell this is a very hyper energy. I feel like I am out of breath. I feel like I'm running. I feel like, this is a doom scroller, okay? You're doom scrolling because you're afraid of losing your freedom. You don't even realize you gave away your freedom to a black box. Ooh. I didn't mean that to be an attack. We've all been there. I struggle with it. You are in a transition period where you need to let go of me, my vision. They can't understand my vision. And let go and say, hey, we together have a larger vision and we can create. We can express that higher, bigger, pure vision. Interesting. I'm gonna pull out another deck. All right, pile 1, Oh, I called you pile 1. I meant pile 3. I'm doing pile 3 first, so it's a little confusing to my brain. But maybe you need to watch pile 1 too. Maybe because I said 2, you need to watch the whole video. Just kidding. Literally just kidding. Do what resonates, leave what doesn't. Let's see what else we can add. What can you do? What is needed for you to be able to take action and stop distracting yourself? What can help you get out of this stage of numbness, isolation, I'm hearing? Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. Well, I would say so. Your dreams need a practical plan. Okay. I'm really feeling like interesting Taurian energy coming up again. There's this need for you, okay, to start small. Instead of maybe cutting out, other people's content cold turkey and just not, getting out of the doom scrolling immediately and just boom, you're doing all these. Yeah, that's really hard to do, right? You need to take practical steps. So you need to lower that. When you feel the urge to maybe get on TikTok or Instagram and just scroll, maybe it would be better for you to already know and have a plan of action for when that happens. So instead of doing that and scrolling, maybe instead you go and you make yourself a drink. Maybe instead you actually go to your camera app and just record whatever thoughts you have, like right at the top of your head. This is you actually taking steps, This is, instead of working at your home office, going to a coffee shop where there will be other people. This is making a plan for when you feel like doing this habit that is distracting you and taking you away from your present reality. What can you do? What can you already have planned to do when that happens to bring you back to the present and pull you back into a state where you can take action? Prosperity lies ahead. Yet another Taurus card. Prosperity lies ahead. There is a creative bind is what came to my mind. Bind that will free you. There is a creative connection, connectivity, connecting pieces, puzzle being created that will bring freedom and prosperity. Interesting. That Taurus tradition, structure. Ooh, interesting. I feel like this is very much about organizing your physical environment to benefit the vision you have. Okay. Instead of having your phone by your bed, maybe have an alarm clock so you wake up, you don't just check your phone. You can't just check your phone. Your phone's in another room. Your phone's somewhere else. You can't just check your phone. You need to, you get up and you go directly to the kitchen and start making your breakfast. It's these things. It's very physical, environmental things that you need to do. These are the adjustments required. This is what's going to prevent you from being stuck. You need to express yourself, and you need to do so in an environment where you are seen by other people. You won't find freedom until you are seen by other people, and that seems very counterintuitive to you based on what you believed thus far. It sounds counterintuitive to you that you will only find freedom when people are watching you. Not with judgment, but you need to connect with other individuals who also are seeking to express their vision. A time to give rather than take. Give of your energy, your expression to others, for others. You are worthy of expression, and your expression is important for other people, for the world. You know, this is earth energy. We have Taurus and Virgo. Virgo energy, these are both earth signs. This is earth energy. This is changing your physical environment, changing the way you care for yourself, changing, you know, these little things, these little steps. Getting out of your comfort zone, super important. Connecting with other people, communicating with other people, you know, allowing them to see you. That is going to be important. When you allow someone to see you and you get that interplay of energies, you're going to find this one energy that you're meant to combine with to create a powerful force in this world of expression. So much creative potential that is going to come from you letting yourself be seen. And when you do that, you will gain more inspiration because you will see how people see you. You will see, when you interact with people, how your energy can play into theirs. It's super powerful energy. Interesting. All right, I have another deck here that I want to use. Let's see. What else do you need to know, pile 3? How can you get out of this distraction, you know? How can you learn to work with other people instead of fading into the background because of this fear of losing your own expression, of losing your own vision? Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Surrender to the sweetness. The great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. I feel this energy of softening, you know, surrender, softening. Instead of being defensive about your vision, actually just letting a bigger vision be created, softening into love, softening into connection, softening into the understanding that two visions can create a more powerful vision. Interesting. Hyrith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. I'm not sure how to actually pronounce that, but this is soul family. Your soul family. What is home? Home that you're missing, that you feel like you have a vision that no one else understands? They do. You just haven't found them yet because you haven't left your house. For some of you, you haven't found them yet because it hasn't been time and you haven't put yourself out there. Lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. Your daily routines, your habits, how long you spend in bed, who you talk to, where you spend most of your free time, your limiting beliefs about, you know, only, you know, being self-sufficient, not wanting to listen to anybody's advice. Those things have to go. Those things are not serving you because you are someone that is meant to grow within a group setting. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. If you were to make your life a moving prayer, I promise you that won't mean sitting on TikTok doom scrolling. I promise you that won't mean researching and researching and researching until you believe in yourself, until you believe that you have learned enough that you can now bring to everyone. No, this is pure creative expression. You have that. You have that already. You need to get out and share it. You are potent, pure, creative expression. You are that. You channel that through you. Don't trick yourself. Devote yourself to actually expressing your truth to the world, not just to yourself in your room. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. You are being activated when you get out of your comfort zone, when you are around other people, when you are seen. You are activated when you are seen by other people. You live your life as a prayer, as an expression of yourself. Your prayer is your channeling of your higher self. You bring that. When you bring that into interactions with other people, there is an activation. You are transmitting light codes through your expression. Not only is there an activation in you to bring forth this vision, but there's an activation in everyone around you because of how potent your expression is. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. All of you needing to distract yourselves because you're afraid. You think it's afraid of like commitment. You think it's a fear of communicating and connecting with other people. You think that it's because you could lose your vision. No, you're afraid of your vision. You're afraid you're not going to find success. You're afraid it's not right. You're afraid you're never going to connect with anybody who understands you, so there's no point. You're afraid of the potent potential that you have, so you avoid it. You don't want success. You don't want anything. You just want to make it to another day. And I'm telling you, that's not what you're here for. That's not your energy. All of your doubts about yourself, that's not you. That's your misunderstanding of the world. There's a paradigm that needs shifted here. And it's going to happen through tiny things and changes that you make to your routine. Whale and Orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Sound is coming up again. If you remember from the Soul Blueprint intro to pile 3, sound. Sound is so important. You either need to make, music, or you need to talk to people. You need to communicate. You need to show up and show your vision. You need to share your song. You need to share your expression with other people. There is no point in you doom scrolling at home and not taking care of yourself because you're supposed to be showing up with other people. You cannot do that where you are right now. You cannot do that how you are right now. And I know that you, as an artist, are craving this creativity. You're craving it. You want it so badly. So I'm telling you, this is a wake-up call. This is your sign to, hey, change your habits. It doesn't matter if it takes a few months, a year. Start changing your habits. Start getting out more. Those things are very personal. Boundaries, very personal, habits, your environment, where you spend time, it's all very personal, and you're going to have to figure out what this means for yourself. I do want to get a few more cards for you, pile 3. And I hope you don't think I'm being too rough with you, but I've been here, and listen, if you trick yourself your whole life into thinking you're a label like introvert, not a people person, or, I'm just unique, I'm creative, people don't get me, people don't understand me. My parents didn't get me, so now I think no one understands me. There's not people in the world who really share my vision, so I feel like it's pointless. No. I'm not trying to be mean to you, but no, I've been there. No, we cannot live based on labels that don't serve us. Being an introvert does not mean you can't communicate with other people and you hate people. All humans need people interaction. That sounds funny, but it's true. All of us do. Introvert means you might need a little bit more time to recharge. Well, I'm telling you, you're not recharging by scrolling on TikTok. Okay? Anyway, let's pull a few more cards. I have a very intense energy. I feel like, pile 3, your energy is a lot different than the other 2 piles. But hey, if you want to check those out, go for it. But this energy is a lot. Surrender. Yeah, you can't hold on to your limiting beliefs forever. You gotta surrender your perspective to understand another and create a bigger vision. Healing. Yeah. It's time to heal. It's time to heal from this disconnect between you and other people. It's an illusion. It's not real. You have a soul family just like all of us. Our ancient future. You have a soul blueprint. You have a purpose. You have, your connection to the divine, as we all do. And you have a soul family. And you have a song that you're meant to share. And you do it in a group. Starseed Elemental. Your vision is unique, is powerful, is hard for a lot of people to understand. Probably your family doesn't. But guess what? Your soul family also all have unique visions, and you're meant to combine them and create a much bigger, bright vision. Root chakra, ground and center. You gotta be present. You have to be present outside of your comfort zone. And that's not gonna be easy for you, group 3. I can see that. It's not gonna be the easiest thing for you to do. But I know you can do it because it's what you're meant to do. Get out of your comfort zone and be present. Don't distract yourself when you're outside of your comfort zone or in a uncomfortable transition period because you think, it's too hard to deal with. You don't want to feel that, so you distract yourself from it. No. You need to be present in the uncomfortability. You need to be present in groups of people that you think don't understand you. When you are present and you express yourself without fear of whatever repercussions or whatever, they don't exist. Even if they do, who cares? You're going to find the members of your soul family that get your vision and also can add to it. And you will combine all of that into a very beautiful vision, creative project, really cool thing, really cool idea, really unique concept, really cool business. It's going to come. Prosperity will come from it as well. But you have to open yourself up to help and understanding that there's a group system that you're meant to be a part of. And the reason you haven't found intense, abundance and prosperity and money is because you're supposed to be working with another person. You're supposed to be working and connecting your awesome resources and cool gifts and abilities and understanding and vision and purpose to create a bigger, really cool, creative expression, pure creative vibe, if you will. You're here to create a vibe with other people. Maybe one other person, maybe a group of individuals. This is a lot. And the reason you're distracting yourself right now is because there's a part of you that you need to work through, do some shadow work on, that is afraid of the bright, successful future. You're almost afraid you can't handle it. You're afraid it's going to be so bright that you're not going to be able to handle it. But yes, you are, beloved. And I'm so proud of you, group 3. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited to see you succeed. It's the small things. One thing at a time. Take care of yourself. Get out of your comfort zone and communicate with other people, even if you've never done it before. That is where you are going to find your creativity and your freedom. It will be unlocked. I'm telling you. So proud of you. Thank you for being here. If you want to watch one of the other readings, go for it. If you want a more in-depth soul blueprint reading, I'm also offering those. If you're interested, just, check out the description below. Contact me. We'll see what's up. Super proud of you. Thank you for being here. Bye, group 3.